Jackson Reed was born in a small, cold town where winters wrapped the streets in a white blanket of snow, and people spent their days sitting by heaters, sipping tea. His home was an old wooden house with peeling paint, where the wind slipped through the cracks. His father worked at a local workshop repairing cars, and his mother had a job at a bakery. Money was scarce, but love was abundant. From a young age, Jackson was a little different. Unlike other kids who just played, he often stood by roadside shops, watching closely, trying to understand what people were buying and why. He was curious about how things worked. At just 10 years old, he would accompany his parents to the market and quietly note down prices, almost like a little analyst. One winter break, Jackson decided he would earn his first pocket money himself. He found a bundle of old magazines at home, cut out colorful pages, and turned them into small handmade greeting cards. Then he went door to door in his street, selling them. On the very first day, he made $8, which felt like treasure to him. That night, he proudly showed the money to his parents, and his mother's face glowed with pride. But life threw challenges at him early. In high school, his interest in studies was moderate, but his fascination with real-world work was strong. Teachers often told him, "Jackson, you have a lot of potential, but your focus is somewhere else." While his friends went to parties, Jackson often worked part-time at a local hardware store. There, he saw how the store owner built relationships with customers and earned their trust, a lesson he kept for life. Trust sells more than the product itself. By the time he turned 17, Jackson had saved enough to buy himself a laptop, his biggest investment yet. He started watching free tutorials on YouTube, learning photo editing, basic website building, and a bit of digital marketing. He didn't have a clear plan yet, just one idea. Learn skills first, money will follow. Then an incident changed the course of his life. A local cafe needed a small poster design. Jackson offered to design it for free, in exchange for putting his name at the bottom. The cafe owner agreed. When the poster went up, people began asking, "Who made this?" That led to his first paying clients. His first $50 freelance project became a milestone. When it was time for college, Jackson had two choices: take a student loan for a formal degree, or attend college part-time while building his hustle. He chose the latter. Days were for classes, evenings for design projects, and nights for online marketing courses. His schedule was intense. A year later, he launched his first small online store, selling custom-printed mugs and t-shirts. Orders trickled in, but profits were low because suppliers were expensive. Still, he kept going, because for him, this was about learning the process, not just earning money. Then came a big setback. A delayed shipment led to angry customers and a drop in store ratings. The loss was heartbreaking. It was the kind of moment when most people quit. Jackson lay in bed one night thinking, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But the next morning, when he saw his parents struggling to leave for work, the spark inside him reignited. He told himself this was just the beginning. The real game was yet to start. The next morning, Jackson woke up early. Outside, the snow was melting, but inside, his determination was still ice-solid. He cleaned his work desk, turned on his laptop, and wrote on his whiteboard, Plan B, smarter, faster, better. This was his new motto. First, he analyzed his past mistakes. He realized his business had failed because of supplier issues, so this time he would personally test every product. He wouldn't focus on just one product. He would create an entire niche brand. He chose leather wallets and minimalist accessories, products that were timeless and stylish. He turned a small corner of his room into a photo studio, a table, a white backdrop, and a second-hand camera. Days were for college assignments and part-time work. Nights were for product photography and building his website. Within 3 weeks, his brand new website was ready, a sleek black and white design with a tagline, Carry less, live more. In the beginning, sales were slow, but Jackson used a different approach. He sent his product for free to micro-influencers in exchange for honest reviews. Slowly, his Instagram page started gaining followers. In the first month, sales hit $1,200. In the second month, $3,500. By the third month, $7,800. Growth was slow but steady. Within a year, Jackson's brand became known in the local market. Then one day, A big opportunity came. A popular lifestyle YouTube channel featured his product. Within a week, his sales tripled. Orders flooded in, and he quit his part-time job to focus full-time on his brand. By the age of 25, Jackson had a small rented office, 3 employees, and monthly revenue of over $40,000. But success brought new challenges, inventory shortages, shipping delays, and overloaded customer support. He set up proper systems, partnered with a fulfillment center, and hired a dedicated customer service team, making his business more professional. Then came a turning point. Jackson's drive was no longer just about making money. He decided to mentor young entrepreneurs like himself. He started free workshops and webinars, sharing his experiences and teaching people how to start small, but build a sustainable business. For him, this wasn't just branding, it was personal satisfaction. By the age of 27, Jackson began international shipping. Orders were now going to Canada, the UK, and Australia. Entering the international market pushed his annual revenue past $1.2 million. But his most emotional moment came when he gifted his parents their dream home, a seaside house where the sunset met the waves. His mother's eyes filled with tears, and his father simply said, "Proud of you, son." Today, Jackson Reed is a successful entrepreneur, but he always remembers his journey. The little boy selling handmade greeting cards, the snowy mornings delivering newspapers, the late nights under the glow of his laptop screen, building dreams. For him, becoming a millionaire wasn't just a numbers game. It was proof that discipline, learning, and consistency can turn anyone from zero to hero. And when people ask him, "What's the secret to your success?" he smiles and says, "I treat every failed attempt as a training session. If you're learning, you're already winning."